Today I'm going to talk about using EtherCAT Sync Units as it relates to TwinSAFE. In the project that I've got open here, I'm using an EL6910 as my target, and then I have two groups. Each group has an input card and an output card. So in the first group, I have an EL1904 and an EL2904 linked together across this decouple group. And then in TwinSAFE group 2, I have an EK1914. I'm using the first input on that EtherCAT device, and the EL2912 is my output shown right here. Currently, the system is operational, it's working. So let's talk about the sync units. By default, TwinCAT is going to place all the devices in a given EtherCAT network into a single default sync unit, shown right here. So what's the problem with that? It comes down to how TwinSAFE faults if it loses communication. So let's go ahead and go back to our safety project. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the EtherCAT cable from the EK1914. We see that both groups went into a faulted condition. If I reconnect it, I can run an error acknowledge, and it brings it back. If this behavior is desired, then it's fine, you're done. However, usually you're going to want to break this up into additional sync units. So let's talk about what the best practice around that is. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go offline with my safety project, and I'm going to create an additional sync unit. The first unit is going to be the safety controller. And inside of that sync unit, I'm going to put the EL6910. I'm going to put whatever the TwinSAFE logic device is in its own sync unit so that I can talk across multiple groups and I never fault out the controller because I've lost communications. The next sync unit I'm going to do is for group 1. So in this case, I'm going to add the EL1904 and the EL2904. I can put those in the same sync unit because if one faults, generally it's okay if the other one does as well, but I want to divide it out from everything else. And then finally, the last sync unit will be group 2. Now I'm going to reference all three devices for the 2912 and the EK1914. Now I'll activate this configuration. Go online with our safety project. I'm cycling the run bit because the safety logic's been restarted. Now with our new sync units in place, let's observe the new fault behavior. I'm going to disconnect the EK1914, and we see that only one group is now in error, the other continues to run. I haven't produced a fault on the EL6910, the controller, nor have I produced a fault on the EL1904 or the EL2904, so this group can remain in run even though the other has faulted. Hopefully, this helps explain how you should use EtherCAT sync units as it relates to TwinSAFE.